G'day folks, I'm Wren, they, them, and it is time for November's TBRGate. So it's been a little while since I did a TBRGate. It's been a very stressful couple of months. You might have seen some of it if you watched my bookcase reorganization video. But apart from everything that happened in there, there was a lot of readathons been happening the past few months that I was a co-host for, so all my focus went there. As much of my focus as I could spare went there, if we're being honest. And life has just been very chaotic, so reading has kind of taken a back seat, and especially BookTube has taken a back seat. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and what better way to get back than TBRGate. In November, I'm not going to be partaking in any readathons. I don't know if there are any at this point. There probably are. There always are. But I need to take a bit of a break from readathons. They've been a lot the past couple of months, and I've loved them, but I'm a little burnt out. So I just need to do my own thing. Also trying to read all those books I said I was going to read at the beginning of the year. Because the year is coming to an end. Very scary. So let's see if I was able to actually put any of those books on this TBR. Let's go to the rolls. So this is how I left the board in July. This is where I ended up on. These were the hive ships I had. It's been a while. I don't remember what prompts I had in July, and my reading has just been not great these past few months. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all of these Science Saves the Day tokens away. So, as if I actually completed July, as if I did anything in August, as if I did anything in September, and an extra one because I haven't been doing anything. So we're kind of starting from scratch in that way, but I will start from this point that I left off on, and I will leave all of these hive ships on there. Because I know from my last videos, everyone is very concerned about this corner here, and so am I. So we are just going to see what happens. Alright, so I have my D20. Let's get into the first roll. And it's a 1. And we landed on Lenchan, with the episode for that being Vegas, and the prompt for that being Contemporary. Very nice. Alright, roll number 2. Let's hope it's higher than a 1. Vaguely higher than a 1, that's a 7. Oh, so close. And we landed on Ecremig, with the episode being Phantoms and the prompt being Mental Health. Very nice. And now I really better start getting some higher numbers, because now I'm scared. Watch me just get several 1s in a row. Oh, thank gosh. Well, I mean, it's a 6. So, let's see. Oh, I am the luckiest. So we landed on Axel, with the episode being Tale of Rodney and the prompt being Magic. Okay. And we've survived the area of death. Right, roll number 4. 7 again. I don't have anything for rolling the same number, so if you can think of something, let me know. I am missing a prompt. Okay, well, I'm missing a prompt, so I'll put the prompt up here because I don't know what it is, and for now I'm just going to use a ZPM in place so that I know I'm missing something. So roll number 5. A 5. Why am I getting such low numbers? Right, we landed on Abrin, with the episode for that being 38 minutes and the prompt being a random number generator. Always a fun time with these. Alright, 2 to go and no character cards yet. And another 5. That's like my second double. And we landed on Arami, with the episode being Doppelganger, and the prompt for that being a book or author or series that you've been sleeping on. Very nice. Alright, what is going to be our last roll? Yeah, interesting. Alright, let's see what we get. An 8. I didn't get anything higher than an 8 this turn. That is wild. And lastly, we landed on Zamilla's, with the episode being Harmony, and the prompt for that being name in the title. So the first glyph that I landed on was Lenchan, with the episode being Vegas, and the prompt for that being contemporary. For this, I decided to go with a book that I've started and haven't finished. And that is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is the Afterlight exclusive edition, with sprayed edges and art on the naked hardback. I got partway through a chapter, wow. I got to page 82 of this, and I think I just put it down because at the time I was very stressed, struggling to read physically, and I have to read these physically, which I do really enjoy. But yeah, I just put it down once because I was stressed and haven't picked it back up, which is very sad because the Well Met series is probably one of my favorite series. I connect so much with characters in these books. They're amazing. And this is book 4, which it's not, as far as I can tell, it's not officially the last book. This is kind of all we've gotten. There's no hints of any other books, so I don't know. But it hasn't been officially announced as the end of the series. So this is a contemporary romance, an adult romance. We're kind of set in a Renaissance fair. And in this one, we are following Dex, who was introduced in book 2 of the series, and this is book 4. And he is a musician in a folk band that is pretty popular within the Renaissance fair community. And he travels from like town to town, from fair to fair, and never like staying in one place kind of thing. He's also kind of known as a bit of a womanizer. And then we have Lulu. I think her name is Lulu, and she is the cousin of the male main character of the 3rd book. So in this, Lulu is incredibly stressed with life in general, but definitely with work. So she quits. So she runs away to the Wren Fair because her cousin was like, come here, chill out for a bit and sort yourself out. At the point I was at, I think Lulu and Dex had maybe had one conversation that lasted for maybe 5 seconds. So interested to see how they can develop this relationship. And the next glyph I landed on was Ekrumig, with the episode for that being Phantoms and the prompt for that being mental health representation. So I could have gone a few different ways with this, but I was gonna put this series in anywhere that I could. But I think it does actually very much fit this prompt. So I'm going to be reading one of the Mindfuck series book, and I'll be reading book number 4, All the Lies. These are by S.T. Abbey. This is the bind-up edition of all 5 books, and I am obviously up to book number 4. This is a dark romance about a female serial killer dating an FBI agent who is hunting her down. Oh, it's so addictive and it's so good. It's very much a, if you like Criminal Minds, read this series. Because it is very Criminal Minds coded. And I love it so, so much. Definite trigger warnings for sexual assault and the trauma of that. Anything to do with murders, things get very graphic, torture, and the PTSD as well, which is where the mental health rep comes in, because obviously these characters are very obviously traumatized from their experiences. So definite warnings for a whole bunch of stuff. This woman is destroying everyone that tried to destroy her. And it's amazing. Just like the female rage and the revenge. It's so good. This is just such a fun and fast-paced series. All the books are a little over 100 pages. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this series. I love it, and I cannot wait to hopefully finish it. If I could finish it this month, that would be great. But it depends on my mental health while reading this. Then for the third glyph, we landed on Axel, with the episode for that being Tale of Rodney, and the prompt for that being Magic. So for this, I'm going to go with an audiobook, and that's gonna be The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. This is the first in the Deal with a Demon series. I have read book 2, which was The Kraken Sacrifice, and I really enjoyed it. So much so that I want to go back and read the first one, see if there were any kind of plot points that were kind of set up in that first one. This is a kind of like monster romance novella series. So they're all a little under 200 pages, and for the most part, I believe it is about a human woman and then some kind of creature getting together. So in this first one, it seems to be a dragon. So that's fun. It's also about these women making deals and then finding their partner throughout that. I love a good monster romance, and The Kraken Sacrifice was really good. I actually wish it was longer because I liked what was happening with these creatures and this kind of system that was set up, and I wanted more from like the characters in the world. So maybe I'll get that in book 1, but maybe I'll just keep reading all of these and constantly want more from them and want full-length books. It should be a really fun time. I know Paige loves Katie Robert, so hopefully I can love Katie Robert just as much as her. I don't think I will, because no one loves Katie Robert more than Paige. So the fourth glyph that I landed on was Tannin, and the episode for that is The Shrine, with the episode being a reread. Even just saying the title of this episode hurts. If you know, you know. But I am actually really glad that this prompt came up, because I'm in such a reread mood. I've started listing a whole bunch of rereads I want to do in 2025, and I was like, oh, I can't choose any of those. But the most perfect timing is right now, because I have been a part of the Kickstarter for a particular webcomic to become a physical print edition. And volume 1 came out a long time ago, and volume 2 just arrived at my door yesterday. So perfect timing. So I'm gonna reread Long Exposure by Mars Hayward. This one is volume 1, this is volume 2 that just arrived. Oh, so excited. This is such an amazing comic series. I am obsessed. So it's a queer, plus size, mental health rep, eating disorder rep, socio-economic discussions. But at the end of the day, this is a story about a bully and the guy he's bullying. They get paired up on a research project together, and what they end up doing is trying to investigate this creepy kind of factory in the forest. While they're trying to do that, they stumble into toxic waste, basically, and they develop superpowers. It's so much fun. It's really interesting, and I love that there's a point to some of the powers in this. So everything is in black and white, but there's occasional colors, because that relates to one of the guy's powers of these particular colors. Very interesting, and I really love their relationship as they get to know each other. Things with them do get resolved, because obviously they started out as a bully and a bullied, I guess. But it's great. I love it. Mitch, who's the bully, oh my gosh, what a little tortured baby. I love him so much. So I highly recommend giving this a go. It is free online. I will try and remember to leave the link down below if you want to read it. because I love these boys. These perfectly imperfect, messy, gay teenagers. So then for the next glyph, we landed on Abrin, which the episode for that is 38 minutes, and the prompt is a random number generator. Okay, I have a spinner wheel that's 1 to 5. How many shelves do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're gonna spin for which shelf, and then we'll spin for which shelf on the shelf, you know? And then we'll spin again, or we'll find another number and pick a book that way. So let's go with this. Spin, 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 spin. Ooh, there we go. What is that? 2. I went 1, 2. Okay, so this shelf here is fantasy, contemporary, and then mystery, thriller, horror. Let's spin again and see what shelf I'm reading from. Shelf 4. Okay, so that's contemporary. Not gonna lie, I think I kind of wanted the horror thriller shelf, but that's fine. Okay, now I have to count every unread book, and then we'll do another number generator. Okay, so there's 20 books on there, if my math was correct. All right, so have from 1 to 20, let's, where am I? Number 1. Okay. Okay, so for random number generator, we got Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese. This is book 1 in the Bergman Brothers series. Honestly, I needed an excuse to start this series. I have the first 3, I got them in England, good time. I don't think I've ever been interested in the first one. I'm more interested in the other ones. So to have a reason to finally start the series, that could be good. Okay, so we have Ryder and Willa. So Ryder, why she hates me, I don't know. What I do know is that Willa Sutter is the kind of chaos I don't need in my tidy life. Wild hair, wilder eyes, bee-stung lips that should be illegal, a temper that makes the devil seem friendly, and she has turned our business mathematics course into a gladiator arena. Don't mention gladiators to try and get me on your side. Sneaky. Willa. Rather than give me the lecture notes I missed like every other professor, I have been told to get them from the silent, surly, flannel-wearing mountain man sitting next to me in class. Well, I tried, and what did I get from Ryder Bergman? Ignored. As a female soccer player, I've battled men before, but with Ryder, it's war, and victory is going to taste so, so sweet. I don't care. I don't love that synopsis. This title was revised, expanded, and republished in August 2021 to improve representational authenticity and content quality. I don't think I care about the story though. Like at all. That sucks. That really sucks. But I don't know, hopefully it's good. So then the next glyph that I landed on was Arami, with the episode for that being Doppelganger, and the prompt for that is a book or series or author that I've been sleeping on. As I said in the last prompt, I was really hoping for some mystery thrillers, and that's the shelf that I looked at this time, and I was like, are there any books that I've been sleeping on, authors, or series? And I came out with one book that kind of fits all 3. So that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is the first in this series with the same name. I remember when this first came out, everyone was so obsessed with it, and I was like, that's cool, it's not for me. And I kept hearing about it and kept hearing about it and kept hearing about it. I still don't know if it's for me, but I'll give it a go. I'll see what the hype is like. All I know is it like a teenager? I think it's a teenager, right? That's trying to solve a murder. Says the case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered by Sal Singh. The police know he did it. Everyone in town knows he did it. But having grown up in the small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitzamobi isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as a topic for her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far will they go to keep Pip from the truth? I think it could be good. It leans more mystery solving to me, which isn't of interest to me at all, but everyone seems to love it. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a bad word about this, so I'll give it a go. And then the last prompt for November was Zamillas, with the episode being Harmony and the prompt for that being a name in the title. Now, once again, I am thinking of end of the year stuff. So I once again picked a book off of my currently reading shelf because it fits. Even though the name on this title isn't used as names in the book, they're still names. So it counts. So that book is The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lind. So Wren is my name. So there's that. But Holly is also a name. So I started reading this several months ago. I got this as a gift from my mum for my birthday because she saw Wren and she was like, haha, funny. I got to chapter 14, which is page 89. I wasn't loving it as much as I was expecting to, but I think that was because I was just coming off reading one of my favorite books of the year, so nothing was going to compare. But this is about a thief. So this girl has been a thief most if not all of her life, because she needs to survive on the streets. And she's very, very good at it. You know, she'll take like commissions from people and then steal that item for them, and then she gets paid. And then one night she takes a commission where she has to break into this particular house, and she does it, but she shouldn't be able to. And then the owner of the house catches her and he's like, how did you get past the wards? And she's like, what wards? And he's like, what is going on? So as kind of punishment, he's like, stay with me, work with me in a way. There does seem to be some kind of monster hunting involved in this, which is always fun for me. So I don't know, it will hopefully be good. And I hope I enjoy the romance in this because obviously this is like a romantasy. Alright, this is my pile for November. It looks daunting because the Mindfuck series looks so big, but that's really short. And then we got these, which is just a graphic novel. So that should be fine. I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on audio. I also have The Wren in the Holly Library on audio. I can probably get this Chloe Lease book on audio, and then I just got to read these two physically. So I hope I'm able to get this done because all of these are kind of ticking off some goals that I had at the beginning of the year. So I really, really hope I can get to these. I know I started out really loving the TBR and then not, but you know, I could change my mind. I could end up loving these last few books. Who knows? So that's going to be it for the TBR for November. Please let me know down below if you've read any of these and what you think of them. And what do you have planned to read for November? Are you also trying to read all the books to finish all of those goals that you've completely forgotten about for the past like 10 months? Because that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.